From the campus of Fort Hays State University, this is KFHS News. Your award-winning news begins now.
Welcome to KFHS News. I'm Brett Brungart.
And I'm Benjamin Gray. A Hays man has been sentenced to 40 years in prison because of a rape that occurred almost 2 years ago. 33-year-old Alan Carey was charged with rape, aggravated criminal sodomy, aggravated burglary, and obstructing legal process in August of 2008, and convicted over a year ago. Carey apologized to the family and the victim in the courtroom, but Judge Tom Topher denied parole until more than 30 years have been served. Carey has spent most of his life in and out of psychiatric wards and has previous sexual assault charges as well as previous assault and battery charges. Carey was sentenced to the Department of Corrections, and an assessment will be given to determine which facility will be appropriate for him to serve in.
A burglary has recently been discovered at the Larks Park baseball field. The theft happened sometime during the week of spring break. Even though the report is not yet complete, burglary, theft, and building damage have all been reported. Stolen was a stereo system and components from the press box that the baseball team used during practices. There are no suspects in the burglary, and the investigation is still underway. If you have any information concerning the burglaries, please contact the Hays Police Department at 785-625-1030.
Last Thursday, FHSU President Ed Hammond addressed the state budget issue at an open forum here on campus. With the upcoming announcement by the Kansas State Legislature of more educational budget cuts, Hammond's main message at the forum was to ensure that the university will still continue to increase growth before cutting budgets. Hammond also addressed the importance of individuals speaking to the legislator before the spring recess begins to bring awareness to FHSU's current budget crisis. We will continue to follow this story as it progresses and bring you the latest information from the Kansas legislature.
Have you ever noticed a stray cat or dog running around campus or the surrounding area? Well, here's an opportunity for you to help out. Action for Animals is an on-campus group that is setting out to help find food for strays. The group is currently running a cat and dog food drive here on the Fort Hays State campus. Action for Animals is accepting donations of unopened cat or dog food. Anyone who would like to help the cause can make their donation in Rarick Hall or in the Memorial Union. All of the contributions will go to the local animal shelters and the FHSU cat program. Action for Animals will be collecting food until May 14th, and any donations will be appreciated.
Last Thursday, the Center for Student Involvement, along with the Interfraternity Council, hosted the second annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. Ren Gilmore attended the event and has the story.
For the second year in a row, Fort Hays State men gracefully, and some not so gracefully, walked across campus to raise awareness for domestic and sexual violence against women.
The publication went out a lot more on campus this year, and I think our men talked about it more to their friends, to the sororities, and with some of the growth in our community, I think we've been able to touch more individuals. There was better PR in the residence halls, and then this year we actually had a few faculty come over and a whole department, and I think the women in the department challenged the men and helped them get some fun, pretty flip-flops decorated and some different beautiful shoes. And so it was a great opportunity to see not only our students, but faculty and staff get involved with the events.
The event followed with speakers from the Northwest Kansas Domestic and Sexual Violence Center, along with Kurt Brungart, the father of a KU law student who was murdered by her ex-boyfriend.
Us need to do our part and to treat women with respect in every way.
For more information on Walk a Mile in Her Shoes, you can contact the Center for Student Involvement. You can also go to 1100torches.org for more information on JANA and how to prevent sexual and domestic violence. Reporting for KFHS News, I'm Ren Gilmore.
The event raised over $500 to support programs like the Northwest Kansas Domestic and Sexual Violence Center.
The Office of Intramurals is putting together the annual Easter egg hunt this Thursday, April 1st. There will be at least $500 in cash and prizes, and the hunt will begin at 6 a.m. There is $1 charge for each entry, and the hunt will conclude at 10 a.m. For more information, feel free to contact the intramural office at 628-4369.
We first told you about the arrival of the Super Croc at the Sternberg Museum a few weeks ago. Dustin Pauls has more on the exhibit of this ancient creature.
On March 13th, Sternberg Museum introduced their newest temporary exhibit, The Science of Super Croc. We had the opportunity to check out this massive crocodile a few weeks ago, and now I've come back to see the progress of this interesting creature that used to walk our planet.
It was a huge success. We had over 700 people show up for the opening day. We had an opening ceremony that we had around 100 people at, where we were introducing Super Croc to everyone, and we had our legislators there. So it was a pretty exciting opening morning and just an absolutely madhouse busy day.
After checking out the exhibit, I had the chance to ask a visitor her thoughts of Super Croc.
I thought, I wonder when they're going to have a crocodile that's gigantic, and then finally my wish came true. They have a giant Super Croc, so that's kind of cool.
The exhibit Super Croc is now open and will be open until August of this summer. Museum admission starts at adults $8, youths $5, and FHSU students $4. For KFHS News, this is Dustin Pauls.
You can follow all the action and news of Super Croc on Facebook, as well as ask questions that may have not been answered during the exhibit. So, have you had a chance to go and check out the Super Croc yet?
No, I have not, but it is one of those things on my list of things to do. I'd really like to see that.
I know, it looks really cool. I think it's just really awesome as well that we can have something like that in the community. You know, it's a good thing for all the little kids to get out there and go see. So, stay tuned. Sports will be up next.
KFHS Sports.
Welcome to KFHS Sports. I'm Chris Lonergan. The Fort Hays State baseball team was in action Friday and Saturday at Bolivar, Missouri in a 4-game series against the Bearcats of Southwest Baptist University. The Tigers split both doubleheaders with the Bearcats, losing both games by a run in extra innings. Starting pitchers Andy Luton and Steve Bartholomew picked up the wins for the Tigers, and Kyle Stacken hit his team-leading 10th home run of the season. Fort Hays State moves to 17-7 on the season, and they are currently in action in a doubleheader against Washburn this afternoon at Topeka. The Fort Hays State University softball team was in action on Saturday at home against Southwest Baptist University in a conference doubleheader. The Tigers swept both games from the Bearcats by scores of 8-4 and 4-1. In the first game, Kayla Rupa picked up the win and had an RBI single to help her cause. She allowed 7 hits, 3 walks, and struck out 5 in 7 innings. In Game 2, freshman pitcher Maddie Holob tied the FHSU single-game record for strikeouts with 15 and allowed just 3 hits in her complete game win. The Tigers hold a 12-8 record on the season and are currently in action today against Oklahoma Panhandle State in Goodwell, Oklahoma. The Tiger men's golf team was in action Sunday at the Missouri Western Invitational at St. Joseph, Missouri in a 3-team tournament against Missouri Western and Pittsburgh State. The Tigers led by 3 strokes after the first round of action and extended their lead to 6 strokes in the second round to take home the tournament crown. Marcus Hilger led the way for the Tigers with a second-place individual finish, shooting rounds of 72 and 75 to finish 5 over par at 147. Fellow teammates Kevin Quinley and Adam Gorgion both tied for 3rd place with each shooting a 149. The golf team's next tournament is scheduled for April 12th and 13th at the Missouri Southern Invitational. So, good weekend for the Tigers overall, especially freshman pitcher Maddie Holob with 15 strikeouts in golf. Hadn't won a tournament in a decade, and now 2 in 2 weeks. It's a nice job.
Yeah, spring sports, really feeling it right now. Kind of in the zone. This freshman pitcher, though, we got to keep an eye on her. She's going to have a heck of a career, it looks like.
Does seem like that. It's really nice to just see that all the sports that we've got going this spring are doing very well to start off.
Indeed.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for Around Town at 5:30. Have a nice night.